Let me see if we're live. And we are live. Welcome to the show. This is the Squares week 15. Or we are 16 now, right?
Yep.
Week 16. Week 15 in the books. Coming up on week 16. So this is championship week. This is what we consider the 18 playoff that everybody wants that we're already doing. So it's going to be an interesting week for sure. How's everybody doing tonight? And on the live stream, I've got Ronnie in his black and white love crib, and I got
it has to be my $10 mic or $10 webcam. That may be used for other things. I don't know.
It looks like you're getting ready to throw it down over there, Ronnie.
That's called the new no pull-out bed.
We do have a TV in the room. You just can't see it. It helps out with
that. Welcome to the show, Ronnie, and then Ricky. Yeah, it seems like your team got beat down last week, but you showed up this week. I had suspicions that you wouldn't be here. But hey, man, you're taking it like a man. You're here. I see you're not showing your Miami gear. You kind of slumped down a little bit. You're not showing it, but that's okay. Week 16. How's everybody doing?
Good, man.
Pretty terrible. Pretty terrible.
COVID free? Well, you don't have COVID, do you? Could be worse.
Well, I'm traveling tomorrow, so I'm sure I'll get it tomorrow.
Y'all both already had COVID, though, right?
No.
You didn't have it?
I don't think I had
something. I had something.
Didn't you have something, Ricky?
Yeah, it ended up being. I got a test and they didn't say I had it. They said it was a sinus infection. But
okay.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't worry about me and Ricky. We wear a mask, but I can guarantee you 100% Ronnie don't wear a mask anywhere.
I guarantee that too.
That's not
100%.
True. I got one in my truck right now. I'm about to go get it.
Yeah.
I'm about to get it.
Because you're forced to in certain stores.
Yeah, and you hadn't wore that damn thing one time. It's probably sitting in your glove box of your truck.
It's not true.
All right, guys, let's talk about week 15. It was an interesting week. I'm not sure if you guys, how you did on your picks. I guess if you did good, you would have already told me. But I guess you're going to hold that for later.
I did 3-2.
3-2. Okay, yep. So you're definitely reverting back to the mean, Ronnie, which that's your nickname. So.
I think I went 6-9, so I'm back at 39-39. Exactly.
50.
Yeah. 30-15 for the year, by the way.
That's good, guys. So, if you're the one person watching this show, just understand that we're going to give you the truth. So there's no line here, except Ronnie may be stretching a little bit, but since he's not putting his picks up, you're probably not losing any money on him. But maybe he'll put his picks up one day.
I tell them on the show, go back and watch all the episodes. That would help us out a little bit. And you could tell by watching the episodes, I'm 30-15.
I don't believe
it. Nobody's watching the episodes. I can tell you that. This is just three squares getting together on a Thursday, Friday night, and having fun. That's all this is. So,
yeah, man, I'm trying to get my clout up so that eventually I can go challenge like Tyson or something to a boxing match. So we need to get our viewers up.
Yeah, dude. So, what's the over and under on you lasting 3 minutes? One round. Could you last one round?
Am I training at all?
No, I'm saying walking out of your bedroom right now, putting on gloves and going into a ring. Could you last 3 minutes? And I'm not even talking about actually boxing anybody. I just mean stepping around with your hands up.
Yeah, definitely not.
I would pass out. I don't think I've left my house all week.
I don't know if you guys saw, I shaved my head today, and I had to take a break in the middle because my arm was getting tired from holding up the thing. So I'm pretty sure holding up my gloves would not work out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, I went out to my gym, and so we have a little room that we work out in, and it's in our garage, but it's about the size of a closet. But I went out there and I was like, I want to start boxing training. So I put my hands up and I just did footwork and punched the air. For 2 minutes, I was out of breath. I was tired as hell, dude. I was like, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Coronavirus gets you one way or another.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, it's a good suggestion, Ricky. Maybe if we get popular enough, maybe if we get over 10 or 12 people watching, maybe we could challenge somebody.
Maybe that's how we get more viewers. We just box each other, and we just both pass out in quarters after about 30 seconds.
So what were the thing? What was it you were talking about, Ricky? Somebody challenged Mayweather or McGregor or something like that.
Yeah. So Jake Paul is the one who fought Nate Robinson in the co-main event of the Tyson Roy Jones fight. So after that fight, he talked all this crap, and he was trying to get a Conor McGregor fight, all that crap. So then earlier this week, Logan Paul, which is his older brother, who's fought one time as a professional boxer, and he lost in a split decision to another YouTuber from England. He came to agreement to fight Floyd Mayweather in an exhibition fight. I'm not sure how many rounds it is. I want to say it's like 6 rounds, 3 minutes a round. But yeah, they're going to fight. I think it's in February, late February, February 21st, I want to say. And he has like 50 or 60 pounds on Mayweather. And he's probably like a foot taller, or at least a half foot taller. So that's why they're saying, well, maybe he's got a shot, but it's going to be pretty bad.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, then Jake Paul, his little brother, who's the one that was calling out McGregor, posted a video just ripping McGregor out, saying, here's a $50 million check. Basically called his wife a 4, saying you could do better than that. So I'm sure that will get real interesting going forward once McGregor sees all that crap.
Didn't McGregor fight somebody on a bus or something like that?
Yeah. He said some guy slapped one of his friends, which they did. So then he got his entourage and tried to come after Khabib Nurmagomedov, who's undefeated, pound for pound, best UFC fighter right now. So he threw like a steel chair at the window of the bus. It was just a bunch of it was one of those things like, hold me back, bro, kind of events. Like nothing obviously was going to happen, but he just made a big scene. So he got some charges pressed on him. So that's the only thing. He probably won't do anything, Jake Paul, because he's got arrested so many times in the U.S. now. If he gets arrested again, he's probably going to be banned from entering the U.S. again.
Right.
He can't afford that with the Vegas fight. So,
which is probably the only reason that guy said that.
Probably. Yeah.
Okay. Probably shouldn't give him any more publicity than he actually needs.
Yeah, but it will be interesting. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Like, okay, what is Mayweather? Probably fighting like 150, 145, something like that?
I just don't know why Mayweather would give him the time of day.
Because it's money. It's free money. He's going to get 50, 100 million probably from it. It's going to sell over 1 million buys easily.
Yeah, why wouldn't you do it? I mean,
I'm surprised.
There's no title on the line. I mean, the guy will try to take your head off, but is he really capable of taking your head off and hurting you?
I don't think he is, but I'm just saying. I'm surprised that there's actually 50, 100 million people want to watch a YouTuber fight McGregor. I mean, nobody would want to watch me fight McGregor.
Well, it's not 50 million people. It's 1 million people paying $60, $70 plus all the sponsors.
I was saying $50 to $100 million or whatever, whatever I said. I'm surprised there's that much money in it to watch a YouTuber.
Well, I think that guy's got probably like 10 million, subscribers plus.
What does he do?
People. Just make stupid videos. That's all. I mean,
he's got more subscribers than us, so. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I would rather pay $50 and watch that than to pay the $89. What is it? $89 for a whole year of UFC or whatever. I don't know why. I just would. It's just more interesting to me for those kind of matches. But I guess maybe I'm a little bit delirious. I'm sitting inside for like 9 months now, just to watch somebody fight.
Yeah. So, question for you. I mean, so again, Mayweather's probably like 150 pounds. At what weight do you think, do you think an NFL guy that's 230 pounds has a chance of beating Mayweather?
Not in boxing. I mean,
I think
if
Mayweather
they
would just
did,
run around like he normally does,
yeah,
and then the NFL guy would pass out. Mayweather's gonna be way
yeah.
better condition. They're
Okay.
training for 6 seconds.
I guess I just wonder at what point do you have so much power that like he's just not going to take it. You can put your gloves off, but somebody's just pounding away at you for a couple of minutes straight, and he's
Yeah,
that big.
if they
Like,
could
at
touch
what
him,
point does it make a difference?
if they could touch him,
Yeah,
but they're gonna touch him.
yeah, that's true. I mean, it's one of those things where if it was like if it was 50 pounds on me, then they could just put their arm out and let me hit them, and they wouldn't get hurt, right? Because I can't
Yeah.
hurt you. But I think Mayweather can hurt somebody, maybe. But there is a point of no return, like Chase Young versus Mayweather. It's not even. I don't care how good a boxer.
That's what I'm
You
saying.
know,
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Mayweather's not going to hurt Chase Young. Like he's just going to just punch a wall and that's it. So,
I would pay $55 or $85 to see that. So maybe they should
That I
line
would
that
pay.
up.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm probably going to end up buying this fight too, but
I don't care about the YouTuber Chase Young and Mayweather. Let's do it. 50 million.
yeah, that'd be
yeah,
okay. Put LeBron against Mayweather.
yeah.
LeBron,
There's
a foot
yeah,
and a
there's
half bigger than him and
yeah.
weighs
It's
over 100 pounds.
yeah. Like you're just hitting a wall at that point, right? I mean, you could probably hurt them, but could you hurt them enough that they couldn't hurt you back? That's kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, they should do a better fight instead of Nate Robinson versus a YouTuber.
yeah.
They should, yeah.
I want to see that dude. Was it Ndamukong Suh versus somebody? That's what I want to see.
You need to do a UFC fight for that one. That guy's too dirty, man. There's no way he's gonna follow the rules in boxing. He'll bite somebody's ear off just like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah. That's what should happen. Is this dude on YouTube keeps like tweeting at these UFC people? Ndamukong Suh needs to pick up that tweet and say, "You're on, buddy," and see what that dude says. see if he'll even get in the ring with him.
I would pay. I would pay to see it. I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often.
Yeah, I would pay. I would definitely pay. I'd pay $100 for that.
Well, the reason it doesn't happen with the sports guys because all their contracts don't allow it.
I mean, we're not talking about like, blowing a knee by pivoting, playing a pickup basketball game. We're just talking about, take a couple shots when you get choked out, but you'll be fine in a month. Just do it
Didn't
in the season.
Didn't Gronk do it? He did like wrestling, right?
I think he did like WWE wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah, but
that's a grown man soap opera. That ain't real.
dude, yeah, it is. It's okay. Scripted is. it may be it may be scripted, but it looks like it hurts to me.
Don't listen, America. He's honey potting you.
I don't know, man. I gotta agree with him. Have you seen how many surgeries half these guys have and how they're walking at the end of their careers?
I'm not. I'm sure it's physically challenging, especially if you're like jumping off of a ring onto a table and breaking it. But it's not. It's staged, man.
Look.
I agree. It's staged. I'm saying the pain, like jumping off the top of a cage and falling onto a table, still hurts.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree. They're athletes. It's just, soap opera athletes.
I can't believe that shit still exists, man. It blows my mind how many dumbasses there are.
They pack the arena out.
Yeah.
You probably just offended 2 of our listeners. So, let's talk about football.
All right, let's talk about Week 15. Anything you guys want to bring up for Week 15 that was interesting?
Well,
I don't really have anything myself.
Yeah, I'll bring up a couple of things. First, I'll call out Florida for screwing up one of my bets.
on you.
What
happened?
I want to say it was just Kyle Trask's knee that was the main reason there because he turned over the ball so much. But Ronnie, did they ever explain why the hell Pitts wasn't playing? Was it truly just to protect him for playing the SEC championship so he can make it to SEC championship?
They
thought
said
LSU
that the medical
was that
staff,
much of a scrub.
They said that the medical staff said at the beginning of the game that he was 100%, and they wanted to, hold him out for the Alabama game. I think what they knew is the only chance they had against Alabama is if Kyle Pitts is going to play, and if he gets knocked out against LSU, then we're definitely don't have a chance. But then that happened. We should have won that game, but we just played. I texted a friend. He asked me what happened. I said, well, it took all year for everyone to find out that we're not that good, and then on top of that, like I said, our defense is terrible. We've been blowing assignments all year in the secondary. I mean, I can't remember that one play right before the end of the second half. They didn't even cover the guy. Obviously, there's supposed to be a switch between the safety and the cornerback, but that never got picked up because we had to corner blitz, probably on 3rd and 10. I don't know what the deal was there. But the biggest thing was, we throw shoes after we make big plays because it shows how awesome we are, and then we blow the game. So,
is this like the cherry on top of Grantham's probably going to lose his job?
I mean, I think that's going to be this Saturday.
So when they score 60 on you?
Yes. That's my prediction, 60 to 30. That's my prediction.
So Ronnie, here's there's a couple things to discuss on that game. First of all, Florida hired Dan Mullen, and I thought Florida was going to bring Dan Mullen into the Florida way of doing things. But it sounds like what happened is he came from Mississippi State. It sounds like a reverse merger here. It sounds like Florida is now acting like Mississippi State would act by resting one of your best players because you want to beat Alabama. That's a total Auburn move, knowing that if you lose the game, you have no shot at a championship. So why not play the dude and try to win the damn game? I mean, to me, that's just if that's what happened. You're in the know. I'm not in the know on Florida, but if that's what happened.
I'm not in the know. That's
a total Mississippi State move, which So maybe we should just start calling you guys Hell State. But
I saw a headline that they were saying something like Mullen might regret this for his career. Like this was potentially your best shot at making the playoff because now you're going to start a new quarterback next year. So how many years is it going to take until you get back into this type of situation?
You might regret this. I don't understand why people want to say that because they want to talk about things before they happen, like several weeks before they happen. Regardless of if Pitts played or didn't play, we won that game or didn't win that game, none of that is going to change the result of this weekend. And so,
but you don't know. But you just don't know what could. Okay, Florida was the one looking ahead by resting Pitts. Don't look ahead. Win the game in front of you.
Allegedly.
And okay, let's just say it goes exactly like you say it's going to go. Okay, with Alabama beating, which I'm not convinced. I think you guys have a good chance of winning. I mean, I think it's 50. So at the end of the day, if you lose to Alabama, you can at least make an argument. We lost to Alabama, right? If other things happen, you can make that argument. But losing to LSU, now you got no recourse. That's all I'll say about it. I think it's a total Dan Mullen screw up. If that's what happened, I'm not sure that's what happened, but
I don't know what happened either. I'm not there. I'm not making decisions, but I don't think it matters. That's my point. Is it doesn't matter. Like even if we lose to you guys, so now with 2 losses, we're gonna jump Texas A&M who beat us.
Stop playing games before they're played.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying is what you're saying is you're going to lose this weekend to Alabama, and that's not a given. I mean, it's not a given. I mean, it's just not.
I'm saying that everybody else is like, well, he blew his chance to get to the national championship or whatever the playoff. Are you kidding? Because we have like an 11% chance of winning this weekend. So he blew his chance. Did he really?
No, come on. Yeah.
I don't think the whole Kyle Pitts things, like, it doesn't matter. We play like crap. We look terrible. Yeah, if we had Kyle Pitts in there, maybe we could have won. Maybe we've been 1 or 2 drives ahead. But it was we looked terrible. We played terrible. We made stupid decisions. We could have won that game several times, and we threw it out the window. We all got to watch the fourth quarter at field level.
You threw it down the field is what you did.
Yeah, exactly. So Marco Wilson.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the throwing the shoe thing because, I mean, I don't think that should have been a penalty, man. I mean, come on, He just threw a damn shoe. I mean, it wasn't like he hit somebody. He just threw a damn shoe. I mean,
It was
you
a
know,
stupid
and,
decision.
well, I know, but why does a ref want to basically put the game?
Yep,
It's a game changing decision. And
it
I mean,
was.
the kid is like 18 years old. He's just throwing a
Yep.
damn shoe. He didn't throw it and hit anybody. He didn't kick anybody. He didn't twiddle anybody's balls like Clemson does. He didn't freaking poke somebody's eyes out. He just threw a shoe. And now
Yeah.
young man's going to be hated for life. And I think it was BS.
Yeah. No, we've all made stupid decisions young in our life. And that was definitely one of Marco's. He definitely made a poor decision there. I agree with you. Like, that was like a questionable call. You didn't have to do that because it did change the course of that game because the game was over at that point. All we had to do was get one first down and it was over. But
Yeah,
that was,
but you say he made a questionable decision. All he did was throw a shoe down the field a little bit. I mean, it wasn't like, he freaking went over to the opposite bench and turned over the Gatorade, and flipped off the coach. I mean, that's a questionable decision. But just
yeah,
throwing a shoe, come on. That's just I got some shoe in my hand, just throw it. I mean, come on. But
yeah.
anyway,
I mean, you got to draw the line somewhere, I guess. And that's where that
yeah,
ref
that's
decided to
ticky
draw the
tack as
line.
hell.
So it happened, whatever. I'm not that upset about it because it doesn't, I don't think it's going to change anything besides us looking stupid last weekend.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's the second quarter of the game, and you want to throw the flag, throw the flag. But at the end of the game, when it can make a difference in the game. Just leave. I mean, unless it's an egregious foul, just leave the flag in your damn pants, man. Don't throw it. This is ridiculous.
It was a stupid decision, though.
Anyway, I didn't really watch the game. I watched kind of plays here and there, but it seemed like it was a back and forth game.
Yeah, that quarterback of LSU, the true freshman Max Johnson, Brad Johnson's son, was he played pretty well. Well, what's his name? Was talking about him more. The sideline guy who does all the NFL draft stuff. I can't remember his name now. Todd McShay. He was talking more about him in the first half than he was about Kyle Trask.
Yeah.
He did pretty well, but we played like crap, lost the game. End of story. Moving on to Ricky's blunder.
There wasn't a football game that was played at Miami on Saturday. Apparently, our defense just decided not to play defense. Record on number of yards given up between two running backs in NCAA history. We gave up 770 yards, I think, or 780. Rushing yards was over 700, I want to say. Or, no, sorry. Rushing yards was over 554, I think. It was kind of a coincidence because we were playing Mac Brown, and when Mac Brown was at Texas, Manny Diaz was his defense coordinator. And when they played BYU, that defense let up 550 yards, and Diaz got fired the next day. So it was kind of interesting. But, yeah, an embarrassment. Coach came out after the game, said, we got our ass whooped. That was truly humiliating. Nothing more to say about it. I thought Kirk Herbstreit was pretty spot on that anything that anybody in the fan base was getting hopeful for this year because we had a better record just went down the drain. Now we're just back to where we were. And I had talked to friends before, and I had kind of said the same thing. Like, we weren't dominating teams. We were just, instead of barely losing, we were barely winning. So it doesn't mean, and a lot of teams we were playing in the ACC are pretty crap this year. So we played two teams that were actually decent this year, and we got blown out by both of them. So Miami still sucks.
So I guess where is your fire the coach meter at right now?
So we have gone in. He's got 2 more games left in his career at Miami. So we're going to play Texas probably in the bowl game they're talking about, which means they're going to score 100 points on us. And then we got Alabama game 1 next year. So that's going to be pretty bad. So our fan base is already wanting to fire him. If we get blown out 2 games in a row, it's over. He probably shouldn't get fired at most schools. At Miami, he's going to get fired. Our fan base is the worst fan base when you suck. It's the best fan base when we're good, but we are the worst fan base when you suck.
Do y'all have any QBs in the hopper for next year?
So we're hoping King comes back. If King comes back, that could change some things. But if not, we got this 4-star from Connecticut that the coach has been talking good about, and then we just got the number 18th player in the nation committed to us, freshman. So we'll see. Maybe he's able to start out the gate. So, but sucks that whoever it's going to be, if King doesn't come back, it's going to be somebody starting their first game against Alabama.
Do you think he's coming back?
He should, but like his dad just died, like at the beginning of the season. So I don't know if they're, maybe there's some monetary things there where he needs to support his parents or his mom and family members. So we'll see what happens to that. I haven't heard that, but you never know when something like that happens.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, I didn't watch the first part of the game, but I know I've never. I mean, both teams were ranked, right? What were the teams ranked going in the game? They were both top 15, right?
I think it was 9 and 17. I want to say.
Okay, so I mean, it was the game of the week, so you kind of had a feeling both teams were decent teams, but I turned it over there to the channel when it was like the second quarter, and I've never turned on a game that was the game of the week like that with Herb Street and had. Basically, Kurt Herbstreit the game was over. He was like saying, this is, they just need to like score a touchdown during the second quarter. Basically, that's what he was saying. I've never heard, because announcers are usually like, they bring up all kinds of self-interest stories or kid stories about, they're doing charity or so-and-so's mom is a, doctor in the hospital treating COVID patients, whatever, some Tom Rinaldi stuff. If the game gets out of hand to make conversation, they weren't even doing that. They were just like, "This game's over with. Where's the flight out of here? This is ridiculous." And so that led me to believe, or it wanted to ask you, Ricky. It seemed like to me that something that they were seeing in the first quarter and the second quarter led me to believe that they thought that Miami was just not even there. That they just decided not to play. Like, we're not playing this game.
Touching the running backs. I mean, they were getting through the line to the linebacker level and not even being touched. Like on every play, they were running the same play over and over again, and it wasn't until they would get to the safety level that they would get touched. So
yeah, and that just don't seem right to me. That's something's up with that.
There's been a lot of talk about Manny Diaz. There's been, they do those like coaches talk about other coaches, but do it anonymously.
Yeah,
I don't know if you have those in the SEC, but the ACC does them, and they said that our defense is very gimmicky. And I mean, it's starting to seem more and more like Manny Diaz's defenses do great when we're just such superior athletes than the other team that we're able to, get a bunch of sacks and everything like that. But like in this game, you could see that we're just going up the field too much, trying to get the sack, and it was just leaving giant holes all over the place on the defensive line that, linebackers were getting eaten up by offensive linemen and stuff like that.
So it sounds like, excuse me, I got a cough here, but it sounds like you're saying that they just beat you. It sounded like to me when I turned it over there that they, that they didn't say this, but it sounded like to me that Herb Street and the way they were talking was that Miami was like giving up, just not even really. I mean, they kind of got their second win there and made a couple of plays, but it just seemed like they were kind of saying that Miami was just not even there, just kind of letting the game go.
A friend told me, I think on defense we stopped them for a total of 41 yards. So basically, they would have scored. They missed one field goal. Otherwise, they would have scored on every single drive. So we only held them away from getting 41 more yards the entire game. That's how bad the defense was.
Yeah, and to me, your defense is not that bad. There has to be something else going on there. I mean, there could be some internal things going on. I mean, to me, because I think before the game, I was hearing talk that your defensive line was considered one of the better defensive lines in the country, at least talent-wise. Yeah. But I don't know how you give up that many yards to North Carolina. I mean, if it was a wishbone rushing team where you never seen them before and they would run the triple option, it'd be one thing. But it's just North Carolina, so it seems like maybe somebody on the team decided to smoke some weed before the game and get Manny Diaz fired. But
yeah. So that brings up a subject. I don't know if, Steven, you're happy, upset, indifferent. How do you feel? Was Malzahn justifiably fired to pay $21 million to get rid of somebody? As an Alabama fan, are you happy to see him gone? You could care less.
Do you know why? Actually, I was hoping he would stay. I loved old Gus. But this is what I read on AL.com. There was an article about it, and apparently, what got under the booster's skin was that in a press conference after the Mississippi State win, he made the comment that if they would have, I think a couple of games got canceled or whatever, but anyway, they would have went 6-4, and he called it a solid season, and that just made everyone, which that's typical Auburn, right? I mean, you lose to Alabama by double digits, you get fired, and if you beat Alabama, you get a contract extension, and so who knows? It sounds like to me it was the Hugh Freeze sweepstakes. It sounds like everyone is firing their coaches, at least on this part of the country, firing coaches trying to get Hugh Freeze. But we'll see how that ends up. I think they may end up, I think you know how Auburn is, Ricky, because you got one of Malzahn's understudies. But I actually think he was probably as good as they could do at this point in time. I don't think you're just not going to get the athletes at Auburn that Georgia and Alabama and Florida and some other teams get. So running a gimmicky offense is probably the best shot you got. So
I really wish this would have happened a year or two later, so that the possibility of Lane Kiffin getting hired at Auburn and going against and being the rival to Saban would have just been hilarious. I would have loved to see it with just the shit talking that would have gone on and how much he would have tried to get under Saban's skin. Because he's already doing it.
Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah. Well, it'll be Dabo in like 3 or 4 years, so maybe 5. It'll be Dabo.
Yep.
All right. So we want to talk about anything else before we get into picks?
Yeah, I want to talk about. Did we want to talk about Northwestern and Ohio State, or Ohio State getting the freebie into the championship game?
Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna pick that game, so we can talk about when we picked them. Okay. Ronnie, how many picks you got?
Not as many as you, but
all right, I'll start. Yeah, I'll do 2 at a time again this time. That work?
7, yeah.
All right. I mean,
all right,
7 picks. What the heck?
I'm bad at counting, so I may be off. Bad enough.
All right. First one, I got UCLA, Stanford. Got UCLA -7. They almost upset USC, looking pretty good. Actually heard a report right before we got on here that Chip Kelly might not return after this year. So that is pretty interesting for them to finally look like they might be getting it together a little bit.
At UCLA?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Why?
So, I don't know if he just doesn't want to coach anymore or if they wanted to let him go. I'm not sure.
Do your Ohio State next.
Huh?
Do Ohio State next.
Okay. The next pick I got Ohio State, Northwestern. Ohio State -20.5. I mean, Northwestern sucks. That whole conference sucks. So Ohio State needs to blow them out, wants to blow them out in order to get into the playoff. So, I mean, they're going to do everything to run up that score. If they go win by 50, I'm pretty sure they'll go for it. So, at the -20.5 on that.
Ronnie, you don't have to pick it. We know you're picking Northwestern. You're swipe right. We know you're in love with the smart kids from Chicago. We know. So go ahead.
So I'm going to do 2 picks here, but I'm a little on the fence about one. Maybe you guys can talk me through it. And the way I see it is, I mean, yeah, it's the toughest test for Northwestern, but also for Ohio State. Northwestern probably has like a top 10 defense. As far as statistics go, I know like who they played kind of plays into that, but they definitely is going to be the best defense Ohio State has seen. So I think they're going to slow them down. I've heard some people talk about maybe just try to keep everything in front of them and make them run the ball, which is not their strength. Making Ohio State run the ball, which is not their strength, and slow the game down, keep the game close, and give Northwestern a chance to win. So I'm going to play the under 57.5, as well as either play the plus. I'm waiting for a plus 21 or 21.5. I haven't seen it yet. I know it's been there. I just missed it. But either play that or the first half line. And let me pull up what the first half line is. Just because.
While you're pulling that up, talking about their defense, they've only given up 20 points max all year long.
Northwestern?
Yeah.
Okay.
They played Maryland, Iowa, Nebraska, Purdue, Wisconsin, MSU, or Michigan State. Minnesota was canceled. Illinois, and then this game. So it looks like they played Pop Warner teams, but they've only given up 20 points. So
yeah, so it's either plus 11 first half, which I feel like Ohio State has come out of the gate plenty of times, kind of slow, and you could do plus 11 for first half, or plus 21 when it comes available, because it's going to come available for Saturday. Plus 21 for the game. So on the fence. Not sure which way to do it.
I think that's the definite square bet, is to try to take them. Yeah. Yeah, that's I think. Did you say that you're going to play the under?
I'm going to play under 57.5.
Okay.
And I'm going to go plus 11 first half. That's what I'm going to do.
I just want to point out a couple things. Northwestern played Nebraska. They won 21-13. Ohio State played Nebraska, won 52-17. Northwestern lost.
In the first half, it was like Northwestern winning.
Northwestern lost to Michigan State 29-20. Ohio State just beat them 52-12. Just putting it out there.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Ricky. I think the smart money is just to load up on Ohio State. I think they're gonna. It seems like at least they're not gonna hold back, just because they barely got enough wins to get to the Blue Bonnet Bowl. So
assuming Clemson wins and Ohio State wins, what do you think the matchups are going to be in the playoffs?
Well, it's going to be whatever they want it to be, right? They're gonna dance people around to be what they want it to be, which is not Clemson.
So is it Alabama, Notre Dame against Clemson, and then Clemson against Ohio State?
That's what or Notre Dame versus Ohio State and Alabama and Clemson. So
I would think they would want Alabama, Clemson. Clemson's got to jump to 2, right? If they beat Notre Dame.
Well, it's going to be whatever. Like if Ohio State doesn't win convincingly, or whatever Ohio State falls, they're going to move Clemson and Alabama around to make it Clemson, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Alabama. That's be your first matchup. Because that's what people want to see. It doesn't matter who's first or fourth or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it should matter.
100% agree, but the money says we want high TV ratings, so we're going to do.
Well, this is BS, because I don't want to see the same damn two teams play for the third damn time. It's ridiculous.
Well, then take care of Notre Dame. They're in the first game.
Ronnie, I'm sure you remember all the backlash. Yeah, you remember, because why we got a playoff? Because Alabama and LSU played twice in 1 year. We're almost going to see this stupid freaking Notre Dame fraud 3 times in 1 freaking year, dude. Imagine that.
That's why they're going to dance it around. So, and then this time is the real matchup. They get the quarterback. Get to see what really happens. So
yeah. All right. My next 2 picks, Cincinnati, Tulsa. I don't know why. I just love myself an over. I'm doing the over 45 there. I don't really know why. That probably doesn't make any sense. And then the second game, Army Air Force, just in the spirit of me sucking up last week, and because Army screwed me over, and my dad being in the Air Force before, I'm going Air Force -3.
Yeah, I'm going with you there. I feel like I don't know if Army can get up big twice. It's hard to say who's the better team here. Our Air Force hasn't played a whole lot of games. Army's been highly touted all year, but I feel like they've been a little bit overrated. They definitely, probably were spent after the last game. I don't want to really compare the two games against Navy for the two teams because Air Force played them at the beginning of the season and Army played them at the end, and you basically have a whole season of, growth for the team, injuries to the team, personnel changes, all that type of stuff. So it's hard to compare those two games, how they played against Navy. But I just don't know if Army's going to be up to the task twice. I like Air Force as well, laying the 2.5.
Yeah. Want me to go another 2, or you want to go in?
Yeah, go ahead for another 2.
Okay. Next game I got Florida State, Wake Forest. Got the over 66 there. Wake Forest's defense looked pretty terrible against Louisville. I thought they were going to win that game, actually. Louisville had a bunch of their stars out, and they still lit them up. Florida State lit up Duke, whose defense is terrible as well. So this is just really two terrible teams, just probably scoring a lot of points is kind of where I'm going here. So that's why I got the over 66 there.
Let me jump in here because I got that game too. And I read a lot about that whole having players out. So Wake Forest and Florida State played, I guess it was last week or 2 weeks ago, and they both of them hadn't played in a month, right, because of COVID. Wake Forest, they didn't have their star running back, star wide receiver, and some other star player because they were still out. I don't know. So I think the coach complained about just not being able to practice and just not being ready to be up to the task to play Louisville last week. I feel like they're getting their wide receiver back this week. They're probably getting a few more guys back as well. Florida State pretty much just ran the ball against Duke and benefited from 4 turnovers from Duke. And Wake's offense couldn't get anything going and what their defense on the field for 40 minutes last week. So I just think Wake Forest is going to have a better outing. So I was going to lay the 6.5 with Wake Forest and take advantage of a weak line just because of what happened last week to both teams.
Yep. The next game I got is Marshall UAB. I'm assuming the quarterback's back for Marshall at this point, so I'm not making a pick like Ronnie did, where losing to Rice. So I got Marshall -5 here because UAB looked pretty bad last week. So yeah, Marshall -5.
So their quarterback for UAB is probable. That's one you were talking about, right?
No, Marshall.
Marshall's quarterback?
Yeah, is he back? Because he was out for that Rice game. That's why you end up losing.
Yeah, it's not on the injury report.
So, yeah.
Yeah, talk about a team that's favored by 3 touchdowns and it doesn't score.
Yeah. Their backup threw 5 interceptions. So,
yeah.
So those you want me to keep going? You got another one?
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Next, Texas A&M, Tennessee. I got Texas A&M -14. Same kind of situation that Ohio State's in. They got to hope that they bought Tennessee. That's the last thing the voters see. And Ohio State keeps it close against Northwestern in order to have a shot of getting in. I really don't think, though they should get in over Ohio State, I don't think there's really much of a chance that's going to happen. But I'm sure Jimbo's going to try his best to embarrass Tennessee to make that happen.
Do you have Oklahoma, Iowa State?
Yes.
So I feel like Iowa State's the better team. And I feel like they're going to be a lot more dominant, even more than they were in the last game against Oklahoma, because they're running off much better. I feel like Brock Purdy is a pretty decent quarterback, but their running back is awesome. He's one of the better running backs in college football this year. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but he's I think he's going to be the difference maker in this game. I think I'm surprised that it's not closer to pick 'em. I'm surprised that Oklahoma is still favored as much as they are in this game. So I'm going to take the plus 5.5 with Iowa State.
Yep, you're wrong. I'm on the reverse end of that. Spencer Rattler is a freshman. He played them early on in the year. He's been improving. Oklahoma's silently been winning games pretty easily. So I got Oklahoma's minus 5.5 there. So
The favorite.
yes,
Okay.
yes, exactly. All right, 2 more games. Notre Dame, Clemson. I got the over 60 on there. I think 10.5 is way too much for Clemson. I think that backup quarterback, I can't even say his name, for Clemson really isn't that much worse than Trevor Lawrence, because as Steven knows, we both feel Trevor Lawrence is overrated. So I actually don't think it makes that much of a difference. What probably helps more is I think a lot of their defensive players were out for that game. But I still think points will be scored aplenty here at the Notre Dame Clemson game.
But wouldn't that make sense for the under then? So you're talking about there's not much of a difference.
Clemson is getting. I heard. I think they're also getting 1 or 2 receivers back. So Justin Ross, I heard, might be playing in that game.
Yeah,
and we know what he did to Alabama.
So, Notre Dame is the fraud of the year. Florida State put 26 points on them. Florida State, guys, like the student body at Florida State could have put a team on the field and scored. 26 against Florida State. So that's
pretty
ridiculous.
much all Florida State has left, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Florida State, they put 26 on. And Boston College scored 31. So points will be aplenty. Notre Dame is the continuous college football playoff fraud of the century. And I'm going to call it here. I am calling, I started another petition, guys, since I'm like 3-0 on my petitions. And I want Saban to rest Mac Jones, Devontae Smith, the whole offensive line. Rest them for Florida. If we lose, we lose. You can have the SEC championship rings because I want Notre Dame in the semis. And when we beat them by 50 plus points, we're going to claim rings right then and there. And we're going to smoke cigars and we're going to walk out on ESPN because they're the fraud. So, Ricky, you're right. Their points will be aplenty in this game.
All right. Well, I think you're going to get that matchup whether you win this weekend or not, because we talked about that. That's what the committee wants. No matter who really wanted to.
The last time we played them, the coach at halftime said, "What do you have to do to win the game in the second half?" Quote, Alabama, if Alabama doesn't come out of the locker room, we have a chance. That's what he said.
So you gotta appreciate the honesty. You gotta appreciate the honesty.
We'll tail into the Florida-Bama game because that's another pick for me. So
hold on.
Okay.
Let's leave Florida, Alabama to the last pick.
Okay.
Let's get all our other picks out first.
All right. So I got let's see. I got 2 more before that. So Oregon and USC is a pick for me. Do you have that game?
Yep.
Okay. I guarantee you have USC because I have Oregon +3.
Yep, I got USC -3.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So why? I'm looking at the stats and I'm digging through it, and it seems like pretty evenly matched teams, except for the fact that Oregon has underperformed on offense because you have almost the highest number of turnovers out of any team this year in college football. So I just feel like they're going to be more up to the task than USC. USC feels like they're always trying to come from behind and pull off another miracle win. I don't know.
Yeah, USC's undefeated. They find ways to win. I agree. They're not blowing any teams out or anything, but find ways to win. Oregon finds ways to lose.
Yeah.
And they haven't looked impressive in any of the games I've played. So
one game, they got to turn that around. One game. Just don't turn over the ball. Don't make stupid decisions.
Yeah.
And you'll win it.
Yeah, I think USC though. Guys, it's it's the COVID year, and California is basically on lockdown, and they can't even play games in Los Angeles or is it San Francisco? Like nobody can even gather. So some teams are like moving to Las Vegas, and so to see USC sitting at 5-0, I think shows that they're a pretty good team, man. I mean, would your heart be in the game at this point if you were out there on the West Coast playing games? Maybe not. So I'm impressed with USC. So
yeah. Well, speaking of teams that are having to play in Las Vegas because they don't have a house in California, Boise and San Jose State. I'm going back to the well, fellas. Going back to the well again this weekend. It's plus 6.5 right now. Wait for that plus 7, and you'll end up with a little bit more money in your pocket this weekend taking San Jose State in the WAC championship. It's WAC, right? Or is it Mountain? No, it's Mountain West or WAC. I can't remember. So,
you just talked about some teams that I've never watched play in my life.
Where are they playing at? So it's Boise State is 5-1 versus San Jose State 6-0. It's on Fox.
Las Vegas.
Is it Las Vegas? They're holding games in Las Vegas.
Yeah, they played there last week against Nevada because they couldn't play in California, and I got scared on that Nevada game. Nevada is actually a pretty good ball team. They have some pretty good weapons on offense, and they pulled out in the second half, dominated in the second half, came out victorious, won some money, double up this weekend. Yeah,
it's the Mountain West Championship. Boise's 3-0 against the spread, and San Jose State is 5-0-1 against the spread. So, Ronnie, you're riding that way. I guess this is your new Memphis.
That's right.
That's cool. Yeah.
So, you got any more, Ricky, besides Florida, Bama?
Nope, just the granddaddy of them all.
Yeah. It's not going to feel like it.
What's the latest line right now, Steven? What's the point?
17.5, something like that. You pull it up. I got to pull it up.
Because I know what I took it at, but
17 over under 74.5. Could have got a 72 on the look ahead line last week.
All right, so I think 74.5 is actually too high, guys.
Woo! Whoa!
So see, I pick a lot of unders. In theory, I just don't bet them because that's boring. So any game that I don't pick the over, I'm theoretically picking the under. I just don't feel like betting them because it's boring.
Right.
That's my principles and rules for betting. So 74.5. I think Alabama's going to score 70, and then just Florida may not score. I think people aren't giving enough credit to Alabama's defense. They've been playing pretty well lately. Do you guys have the number one defense in the nation as far as points scored right now? Got to be pretty close. Got to be pretty close.
I heard this today. Alabama is the highest rated football team the FBI rankings ever had. This Alabama team.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised by that at all. I don't see you guys scoring that many points against them, and you guys can't stop anybody to save their lives. So, I got Alabama minus 17 here. I know it's a lot of points, but
can't blame you.
Yeah.
So my pick in this one is the Alabama team points over. They haven't posted it yet, but I'm sure it's going to be like 45, 49, something like that. Doesn't matter. It's going over. It can't stop anybody. So,
well, hopefully we're resting players and we draw Notre Dame in the first round. That's all I want, dude. I just want Notre Dame for Christmas, dude.
You're gonna get it.
I'm telling you that right now. I can stomach losing to Clemson. They're like Auburn, South Carolina, version, and then, they're ball ticklers, but at the end of the day, they got a good team. They got and they got a former Alabama player coaching, so it's not too bad. And then Ohio State, they're a good team too. They're usually top 4 or 5 recruiting, so they're a good team. But I just can't take losing to Notre Dame, guys. I'm telling you right now. So I just want Notre Dame. That's all I want.
All right, Steven, I got a question
just give me the matchup.
So are you going to be super – or what do you guys think, I guess? if Notre Dame gets blown out by Clemson, right? They lose by 21 plus points. Does Texas A&M sneak in?
No.
Because basically Notre Dame, their only win would be against a team that missed their quarterback. So
it would have to be 63-0.
Texas A&M is not getting. Notre Dame is getting in. And all you gotta do is just look at the balance sheet or the income statement.
I agree.
Income statement.
I agree on that. Yeah.
They're getting in no matter what. Which it's already a fraud. I hate these guys. I mean, just look at their damn schedule. I mean, they barely beat Duke 27-13, dude. I mean, come on. And they do this every year. And I'm not saying they don't have a good team, but they don't deserve to be given 3 chances. Imagine if you were given 3 chances.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think they get exposed this weekend, but we'll see what happens.
yeah, but they're getting in, so who knows? I just hope we don't.
I want chaos to happen. I want Ohio State to lose.
Notre Dame get blown out.
Notre Dame get no. I want Clemson to lose. I want Texas A&M to lose, and I want Cincinnati to come beat everybody in the playoff. Just pure goddamn
See, this is what I'm saying about the playoff thing. It's just hopes and dreams. It's
oh, here we go.
It's just nothing but a cliche marketing technique. I just want to hope, throw some teams in there and hope they beat Alabama or beat Clemson or beat somebody who's actually good and wins all their games during the year. That's all it is.
Cincinnati won all their games.
Who do they play?
UCF, BYU. Didn't they play BYU? No. UCF, Houston, Memphis. Ronnie's Memphis, 49-10. SMU, 42-13. Army, 24-10.
Okay, please. I'll go along with this. Throw out Clemson and throw out Ohio State and put in Cincinnati, Notre Dame, and who else you want to put in there, and then Alabama as well. Please give me that playoff, because I'll go ahead and count the national championship right now.
You're going to count it no matter what, anyways.
True, I already counted it because, like I said,
we shouldn't have played the playoffs because of COVID. We were champions. This is a fraud.
That's true. I already counted it, but I just counted again since the playoff is like a new season anyway. So,
all right, we probably got to drop off. We're 7 minutes past Ronnie's bedtime.
That's right. That's right. My wife is going to come in here any minute now. So, yeah.
All right, guys. Look, guys. One thing I did want to mention: stop picking Wake Forest, okay?
It's a winner. They're winners.
No, it's not. No, it's not, dude. I'm looking there against the spread right now, dude. It's
6.5.
Yeah, but they're a terrible team, dude. You can't depend on them.
It's gonna happen, bro. You're just gonna run it down their throat.
Yeah, whatever. Good luck with that one. Stop picking them, dude.
Well, I can't next time. Last game.
All right, guys. Well,
right. Have a Merry Christmas, everybody. Yeah,
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, and hey, did you guys want to live stream some of the playoff games? I think we should live stream them and watch them together.
I'm down, whatever.
Yeah.
What?
I'm saying I'm down. I'm cool, whatever.
That's fine. I'm not doing the second half of the second game. So there's no screaming kids.
All right.
All right, see you.
See you guys. I'm going to kill the stream now.
All right, guys.
All right, don't catch COVID. Wear a mask, Ronnie.